So you were on the show. You've been on the show twice. Have you gotten any DMs from guys, like sliding into the DMs?
Yeah, a lot.
How many?
Well, they filter out of my requests if I don't respond to them, but I'd say like probably more than like 30 or maybe 20 to 30.
Okay, that's not too much.
Crazy, but
have you responded to any of them?
I responded to one because it was really nice, and the way he wrote it, I was just like, oh, like I gotta respond to that. He was really respectful.
What did he say?
He was just saying, gave me a lot of compliments, said I was respectable, and brought up a few of the points I said last time. Just said that I was bringing like common sense into a lot of things.
Sure. You wrote in one of your pre-show notes, modern dating scares you because of how many people just want to have meaningless casual sex and not actually connect.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had casual sex?
In high school, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
You said, I wish dating was how it used to be seen in old movies, with traditional gentlemen who will court a lady and take her out on lots of dates and hold the door, etc. Ladies here at the table, do you agree with that? Do you wish that dating was how it used to be, traditional old movies,
Think of the Notebook.
flowers, holding the door? Wait, I haven't seen the movie, but doesn't this motherfucker like build this chick a house?
Yes. Yeah. The
That's
whole
some
house.
simp
Yes.
shit. That is simp as
No,
fuck.
that's awesome.
Don't build a fucking
Sorry.
house for some chick. What?
I'd
And
marry
doesn't he
somebody-
die? Does he die for her or some shit?
No,
Oh, that's
he takes
Titanic.
care of her till old age.
No.
Even
He
if
built
she has dementia.
Bro,
died
this
together
guy
at the
built
end.
her a fucking house.
Even the blue shutters. Yeah, everything.
Bruv, that's so... I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know.
It's actually quite romantic.
Bro, imagine but come on, modern times, like building a house. Oh, let me build you a
Dog,
house.
if she's the woman of your dreams and like it makes her whole world, like what's wrong with that, man? And you lock her down, like what's wrong with that?
I think with today's housing, like if someone could build you a house, then yeah, I'd sign up for that any day. Especially if it's like a man I'm gonna marry. If you can build my house, I could say it in the future. Yeah, my man built this house. Like that's such a flex.
But okay.
Dudes are watching right now, taking notes, and they're like, "Yo, I need to figure out how to build a house for Emily."
But okay, so you said you wish dating was how it used to be seen in old movies, traditional gentleman, court lady, et cetera, et cetera. Just around the table, do you agree with that?
I'm somewhere in the middle.
Oh, okay, all right.
I like courting. Yeah, sure.
Definitely courting, yeah.
That would be lovely if that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it could still exist if you pick the right guy.
Wait, sorry. What is like
What?
modern dating like? Well,
Emily,
Did
Emily,
you
why
just
don't you
ask what
explain
is
it?
modern dating like?
Emily, explain it. Go ahead.
It's so
Modern
funny.
dating.
Here, into the mic, please.
I'd say
So
I think a
wholesome.
lot of a few of the ladies here.
Loose pussy energy
Wow.
donated $99.
Here, I'm gonna pause it after
Wow.
this one.
Didn't know Chase.
What? Oh, fuck, sorry.
Oh. Trying to get saved. She wanna get saved. You
Sorry, I didn't
can't
mean to pause
save
that.
her. Us feminist on the right fell. Get used to being alone with your cats.
Oh.
Abdul, you know what to do. Get the rocks. Hashtag your shirt sucks.
Get the rocks.
All right,
Abdul?
I'm a fire back.
Get the rocks.
I'm a fire back because he's calling me a simp and Captain Sabaho. Look, bro, you can call me whatever you want to call me. The reality is there's millions of women out there making the same kind of mistakes that she's making, and it bums me out to see anyone spend the rest of their lives alone and unhappy. I don't want that to happen to her if she keeps messing around with bad boys for the rest of her life. And I would like, hopefully, some other woman out there to learn from these mistakes and correct course, dude, because these freaking wine ants living with their cats on antidepressants are ruining our society, dude. These are all the women that are voting for Hillary and railing against the patriarchy and doing all this kind of stuff. We need less of this, okay? I want to stop this. Thank you. Shots fired.
Okay. Emily, what's like traditional dating?
Okay, so I'd say traditional dating is wait, did she ask what modern or traditional was?
modern.
Modern dating is like, yeah, women are expected to pay 50-50 like she said, or
Yes.
take on like a little bit of more of a leadership role in the relationship, like planning dates.
Not based.
What? You don't think like
No.
the woman should follow in her man's lead? Like I feel like a lot of
I was agreeing with you, but go ahead.
Oh, you
Go
are?
ahead.
Okay,
Yeah, it's-
okay,
well,
yeah.
not about the paying thing. Not about the paying.
Brian doesn't like paying.
Not about the
Dang, right.
We
Brian
get
doesn't,
along,
Brian
right?
doesn't want to pay. He doesn't want to build any houses.
houses.
He wants to
Zero.
slide into the DMs and have her come over
Ze-
with zero financial
Zero
investment.
effort.
Beautiful.
right there.
That's great.
Cheapest approach possible.
Boom. Modern solutions to modern problems.
Like
Go ahead,
in
Emma.
other societies, like not Western culture, in other cultures, men were like required to show like bank statements and
Huh?
financial like bank accounts just to prove that they could like financially provide for a woman. Like, no, that's true. Like
That's
in a lot of-
honestly based. Like,
yeah, in a lot of cultures, men were literally required to show like this is
So
how much money I
based.
have. This is my taxes. I can provide for
You
her,
know
her
what,
family.
Bro, if I
agree
was a
with that.
dad, I
Hold
would
on, let me
want
say
that.
this. I agree with
Right?
that. I agree with that. I also, in some of those societies where they had to show like bank statements or had to like show, I don't
The
know,
woman
like
probably
like-
had to be
like
able to cook.
bars of gold or some shit. I don't fucking know. Also, they would be like, they had to look at the pussy and make sure the hymen was intact. Hello?
did that
Sometimes.
actually happen?
But I feel like
If you want that, then shouldn't women be virgins?
there's no way to tell if a hymen intact is the result of losing your virginity. Actually,
That's
you
true.
know that, right?
That is true.
Okay.
However, I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's how it used to be, son.
And also, like, but back then they didn't have a microscope to go up there and check if it was
No,
still
you don't need a
intact.
microscope to look at a fucking
did
hymen.
they-
You
how
just
did
look
they
at
ch-
it with your eyeballs.
You can see a hymen?
How did they check?
I can see a hymen.
No.
Here, get on the tape. No.
Bro, what are you taking like tongs out? Like,
Yeah.
how's-
What
do you mean? You don't need a-
just spreading. I don't
Yeah, like
know.
I'm a fan.
calipers?
Deep
like,
in there.
The hymen's not deep in there.
It's literally by the cervix. How do you think
the
it
hymen.
gets
No.
punctured?
Whoa, am I teaching you female anatomy here? The hymen's at the entrance of the vagina. It's not at the cervix.
Entrance?
The
Wait,
the
are you
hymen.
actually teaching me anatomy? Is
Yes.
it really at the entrance?
It's not at the
I
cervix.
thought it was near the cervix.
No, the cervix is at the very bottom
I feel
of
like
the
we need an
vagina.
That's why it
OBGYN
was
to
so,
chime
like,
in.
Yeah.
Like
No, the hymen
penetrative,
is
you
at
know, like-
no. The hymen is at the.
Just
Bro,
Google
why am I
it.
teaching women female anatomy? Hello, it's at the entrance of the vaginal canal. No, let's not pull that out.
Why?
How do I know this? Because I'm a learned man,
But,
Chase. I know
yeah,
these things.
Yeah, Brian's right. Like if you were
Hey, I'll
considered
agree.
not
I'll agree with
sexually-
the idea that we need to go back to showing the father bars of gold for his virgin daughter. I think that'd be sick. Like we should totally return to those traditions. Not saying that we
Yeah.
need to take out calipers and check for hymens.
What do you
but,
think
like,
about that? The whole gold bar hymen thing. Are you down for that?
No.
You're not down?
It's not feminism, bro.
Is it not down?
No.
For which part? The gold bar part or the hymen part?
Not down
The virginity?
for either.
The virginity thing? Okay, we'll come back to that. Okay, so Emily, hold on. All right. You said that. Wait, okay. Hold on. So, okay. If that's what men were and are expected to do, so be traditional gentlemen who will court a lady, take her out on lots of dates, hold the door, get flowers, provide, etc. What are women expected to do?
Well, you create a home. Obviously, if you're dating long term and you live with somebody, so like.
But let
knowing
me ask
how
you a
to-
question though. Let me try to clarify. So, women. It seems to me that women demand men on the very early on in the relationship to adhere to these traditional gender roles. But women say, well, that's because months or years down the fucking road, maybe possibly, I will have your kids and I will be the caretaker of the home. I'm asking up front, what are women expected to do? Because you can go on a first date with a guy and expect him to pay for the first date, and there's like how
You're
many
asking
first
what women are expected to do. Usually, it's have
What?
sex. Like
traditionally speaking? No.
no. Modern day. So men.
Yeah, no, but I'm asking from a traditional sense.
Traditionally
What are
speaking.
women expected to do?
Well, traditionally speaking, there would not be a lot of time in between the dating and then finally getting married. It would be a more like a quicker kind of.
How quick?
I'd say traditionally lots of people, and this still even happens in the South. People get married like very early, around like 21, 22, like especially in
Wow,
the South where it's more traditional. Women and men will get married very early on, and then the woman is already performing her role in the house. So it's like more of a matter
what-
of how long
okay.
are you going to date somebody
courting.
before you
So
actually.
courting, not
you're
dating.
making, but we do also live in modern times. So I guess my argument I'm trying to make is that women, even feminist women or modern women, still demand and expect men to adhere to their traditional gender roles when it comes to protecting, providing, paying for first dates, etc. So again, I'm asking, if these are all things that men are expected to do early on in the relationship, what are women expected to do?
Oh, I think that's particular to every man. Actually, there'd
But
be
why is it
not
the
really,
case?
because
I
I feel like
can
every
tell
man
you.
would.
I'd rather let the women answer this.
I feel
But
like a lot of men would agree on what they would traditionally want her to give them, but I feel like some men, like he said, he wants a woman to be there and be his entire support system. So I feel like he could probably speak for a lot of men, but
okay, you've listed, like, I'm sure all the women here could list like a dozen things or a handful of things that you expect a guy to do fairly early on in a relationship. So I'm asking, what do you think men expect you to do or to bring early on in a relationship or the courtship process?
I would say good behavior, probably.
Well, that's expected of
first.
both men and women. Hold on,
Right,
let's let the
but-
girls answer.
Okay.
No, go ahead. Do you have more?
This is a great question.
Do you have more?
No, actually, I want to hear what everybody else has to say.
Okay, here,
Yeah.
we'll go with you, we'll go around, then we'll end with you. Go ahead.
Well, I think it would be good to establish who does think traditional courtship is cool. You said you were like 50-50
No, she wants men to pay for the first date, so she's not 50-50.
first date, but are we also talking about courtship, like traditional courtship, or no?
Well, I'm assuming you want that.
Like
Courtship is a
traditional-
very specific term.
Yeah, what is that? I don't know
Date-
exactly
let's-
what
I
that
mean,
means.
dating. I think we're getting away from okay, for example, in your video, you say you want a guy to pay for the first date, right? Okay, so that's what you're expecting the guy to do. What are women expected to do?
Yeah. I would say that the beginning stages of a relationship, both parties are signaling the value that they offer to each other. So a man, by paying for the first date, is signaling provider energy. So I think what the woman brings is signaling to a man that she can bring feminine energy. So that's by not being overly masculine. That's by being a nurturing presence. That's by being interested in what he has. It's getting to know his mission, his values, and seeing if they align with hers. And it's signaling to him, like, I will also allow you to be this masculine role in my life, and that's also what I'm looking for. So that's what I would do, and that's how I've found success. People can do whatever they want. That's what I would say I bring to the table.
The question again is like what I bring to. I feel like I completely agree. Like I feel like
It's not what you bring, it's like what should be expected of you if you're expecting the man to take that masculine role and pay for the dates and court
Right.
you.
Well, here, let me
Traditional.
really quick, just yes or no. Who should pay for the first date?
I would like if the man paid for the first date.
the man who asked me. Yeah.
The man. I like the man, but be fine with 50-50.
Sure.
The man.
The man.
The man, unless I don't like him.
I think whoever asks should pay
Well,
for first date.
who
Specifically.
here has asked out a guy?
No.
And if you had to break up the percentage, more often than not, who's asking who? Go ahead.
Oh well, are you asking me if I've asked?
Yeah, have you asked out a guy?
No.
Have you asked out a guy?
Yeah,
More often than not, though, who's
No.
asking who?
definitely guys are asking girls.
What percentage for you? 90% the
Oh,
guy's asking. Maybe one time you asked.
98%, yeah.
Yeah, one time she asked a guy out. Okay,
I'd say it's like 80-20
sure.
guy asking.
I will pitch the idea, but then he'll ask. So
I'm not sure what that means, but okay.
I've never asked.
Never asked a guy out,
I have not.
huh?
I haven't.
Emily?
No.
But so how can you sit there and in good faith say whoever asks should pay, yet you know by your own admission that it's just almost, I don't know if it's naive or just glossing over the fact that de facto we know that men have to take initiative and men are the askers.
Well, no. That's you're assuming that I've never ever paid for a date before. I feel like that's
No, what we're talking about, you said whoever
because
asks
I've never asked
should
somebody.
pay.
I've never asked them on a date. So yeah, I'm saying if
But
I asked a man on a date, I would pay for it because I'm asking them to go out and spend time with
But
me. Like,
whoever
it's my idea.
asks should pay it ignores the fact that men are almost overwhelmingly being the initiators in the vast majority of heterosexual romantic relationships.
Yeah, I feel like if you want to take a woman out and you're asking to take her out, you should pay for it.
Right, but saying whoever asks should pay ignores the fact that there is a burden on men to be the askers, because we as men, we can't just sit back and wait for women to come to us and ask us out on dates, because it happens so infrequently.
Yeah, I guess it's specific to the situation. Like if you're already dating someone, like I've already dated somebody and I was like, hey, you want to go get ice cream, and then I paid for it because I asked them to go do it. Like I suggested it. They didn't, it wasn't their idea. It was something I wanted. So like that's where I've done that, but I've never went up to a man and say, hey, you want to go on a date with me? So I don't know that experience. I've never had to do that.
Whoever asks should pay, you may as well just say men should pay, because we know that women don't really ask men out on dates.
Right, so I wouldn't date a man who's not going to ask
speaking.
me out. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to date a man that's not going to be confident to ask me out. Like I'm not going to.
Right, so there's never an opportunity.
Be something I'm going to have to do. Is my point.
Okay, fine.
What's wrong with men paying for the first date?
Yeah.
I have some thoughts on that. I got some thoughts.
What's wrong with it, Brian?
Well, I interrupted myself to ask the who should pay question, but we were going around on what is expected, what are women expected to do? So if we're talking about, I think all of you said you'd like a return to dating as it used to be seen in old movies, traditional gentlemen who will court a lady, take her out on lots of dates, hold the door, buy flowers, etc. So if that's the expectation for men, what are women expected to do? I think we left off at you maybe, or maybe it was you.
So this is like in the scheme of like the general scope of the relationship, not like just the first date. You mean?
I would say early on. Early on.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you're getting to know the person, right? So I think just showing,
both of you are doing that though.
Yeah. I mean, but showing interest in him, like
both of you are doing that.
I mean, you support the conversation. Maybe I do bring him something depending on time of year, birthday, I don't know, occasion, whatever, like life, I don't know. Like I've given guys gifts, you know what I mean? Okay. It depends.
I'm not even necessarily talking something tangible like paying for a date or a gift or something, but what about you? Go ahead.
I think she brings loyalty. And
men bring that too, but okay.
Do they though?
I mean,
I don't know. Not as much as women, I don't think.
They bring loyalty? Okay.
Women bring loyalty, I think.
On the first date? Are you loyal on the first date?
Oh, we're talking first date? Okay, well, what do women bring on a first date? They make you feel good, right? You get giddy, you get butterflies, they make you feel good.
I mean, that goes both ways, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So we're talking first date, what?
First few dates early on in the relationship.
Okay, I feel like... We're talking in a traditional sense, right?
Sure, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. Can you say it one more time?
Okay, please don't make me repeat myself one more time. So she said she wishes dating was how it used to be seen in old movies.
Right.
Traditional gentlemen who will court a lady, take her out on lots of dates, hold the door, buy flowers, etc. A lot of you said, I agree with that. That's how it ought to be. That's how it should be. Maybe some of you have that expectation with the men that you're interested in dating. So if that's what men are expected to do, to pay for first dates, hold the door, be gentlemen, be protectors, be providers, I'm asking you very simply, what are women expected to do?
I would say
or
be
bring?
Modest.
Be what?
Be modest.
Okay, sure.
Definitely modest. Ladylike.
Sure.
Feminine.
Okay.
Gentle.
Good. Yep.
Just
sure. What about you?
Letting him lead the conversation. I don't know. Me personally, I just want like a guy to know that like I'm gonna let him take the lead and just, vent to me, just
sure.
That.
I guess just being feminine and looking good.
Being feminine and looking good, okay?
Yeah, looking good and be a good listener. And also, I think you can kind of like hype the guy up to make him feel like they can protect you.
Okay.